I has a dream. I has a dream.
It didn't go so well.
No. I has a dream.
Call U.S. Medical Supply 24 hours a day. 800-597-9322.
Someday I'll be living with some big old. Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, Governor.
Please, may I have some more food?
Oh, man. Trash TV. You got to love it, dude.
Define trash.
I
Define
will.
trash.
I will when we get on the air.
I mean, I don't know if it's trash. I mean,
Oh, no, it's trash TV.
could it? Is it? I mean,
Trash TV.
I don't know that it's trash.
20 seconds.
I'll be living in a big old city.
All right.
All you ever gonna be is
Let's see if I
me.
can't screw this up this morning. Let's go. Here we go.
Change one heartbeat at a time.
The Daily Mojo. The question isn't who's going to let us. The question is who's going to stop us. Adjust your mojo now. Thank you. The mothership has landed. Brad Staggs. The mighty Mojo 50.
All right, here we go. It's Monday. It feels like just a couple of days ago it was Friday, and we had some free time to go out and enjoy ourselves. And, well, actually, most of you probably have today off because it is Martin Luther King Day.
Oh, yeah. It is. It's a holiday.
You didn't know until about, 10 seconds ago?
Maybe. I said, when is MLK Day? Is that today? Yeah.
So you will not be getting any mail today. You will not be getting any Amazon packages today. You won't be getting squat. Unless whatever it was that you had sent to you was sent by Priority Mail Express, which will, of course, be delivered come rain, shine. Apparently, that's the only form of mail now that does adhere to neither the light nor dark of night or day or snow or rain or whatever will stop the relentless task of the U.S. Postal Service from delivering. You'll get your less important crap in the mail starting tomorrow. No Amazon packages today. UPS says that they will have regular service today. So apparently they don't give a damn.
But does that say Amazon's not
About
delivering
black
today?
people.
Because I'm expecting some
Amazon
packages.
will not. Amazon will not be delivering today.
Damn it.
FedEx will be delivering today. So apparently FedEx and UPS don't give a damn about the black folk. We here at the Daily Mojo do give a damn about the black folk. But we're working today because we wanted to show you how much we do give a damn about the black folk. That's why we're here.
I
Quite
love
frankly,
black people.
I love some black folk.
What is that, Jerry Maguire?
Believe so. Now, I have to, today I think is an appropriate day to remind people that Robert Noble is my favorite black man. Wilson is my second favorite black man. The only reason he's second is I met him after I met Robert Noble.
I like Watson.
I like that Wilson guy. He's a good one. We should have had him on today.
We needed to have him on
As a sign
today.
of solidarity with our black or, brownish.
My brother.
He's not really black. He's like more mocha-ish. I mean, it's like black with some like milk thrown on him. Kind of where they mixed up the dark chocolate and just, made it kind of milky chocolate looking.
Wow.
We should have had him on. What? We should have had him on today.
Okay.
It's going to be about color. Let's make it about color. But it is today is in fact Martin Luther King Day. So make sure that when you see a black person today, you do go up and hug them.
Oh my God. That's probably not a grand idea.
And a random person too. Make sure it's not someone you know. Make
Are
sure
you
that
supposed
just
to
walk up.
Are you supposed to say Happy Martin Luther King Day to people?
That is kind of a weird one, isn't it? It's like saying Happy Pearl Harbor Day.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Or it just, it's kind of a weird.
It's kind of weird.
Maybe
It's like weird. It's like saying Happy Memorial Day to people.
Right.
That's weird.
Exactly. The whole thing is bizarre. So
Yeah.
just maybe when you go up to the black person that you don't know, you say, it's MLK Day, Shalom. Or maybe you say Aloha. Aloha has several different meanings, right? I mean, you can walk up and say, it's Martin Luther King Day, Aloha. Although there are people who say you shouldn't be using Aloha or Shalom either because
Right.
you are culturally appropriating
Correct.
them people.
Yep. Correct.
You know, those other people. And yet we can, we're not culturally appropriating when we have Martin Luther King Day. It's all very strange. Of course, Joe Biden was out there talking yesterday at a black church. You know the great thing? Have you ever been to a black church?
Many times, actually. Yeah.
They got it going on.
Southern Baptist.
They are so much cooler than white churches.
You do not get to be quiet.
No. That's just it. I mean, you go to white churches and everybody's sitting there all solemn and you got your face down. You got, please turn in your hymnals to page 647,000 and you, and I can't stand hymns. I'm sorry. It's not sacrilegious. I just don't like hymns. They're like dirges. Bringing in the cheese, we will rejoicing. I know it's sheaves. It's cheese. It's easy to remember that way. But you get the black churches, man, and they are all up there and they're singing and they're twirling. It's lively. It's alive. Much more participatory than us white folk.
It is more participatory. There's no question about that.
We just sit around and look all mopey, get our weekly beating. At least that's the way it was when I went to church when I was a kid. You went to the Methodist church, which is Catholic light, and you got your weekly beating. At black church, they're all singing, they're rejoicing, they're having a big time. Much, I think, more appropriate. That's just me. But the president of these United States of ours went to black church over the weekend and tried to talk. Didn't work out so well for him. We have information on that coming up, as well as other stupid stuff that's happening this week in government, because it's a good thing the government's taking a day off today because it's obviously saving us some money. Do you know that was one of the reasons that was put forth when Martin Luther King Day was, I guess, ratified? Is that the right word for it? Became a national holiday?
What?
Was, it's like the late 70s. Before it became a national holiday.
I do remember vaguely a time before MLK Day, yes. So it had to be 70s.
Going back to that point, I really, at that point, I didn't know MLK into politics. I just didn't. Yeah. Because race wasn't a big deal.
Nope. Where I grew up, quite honestly, we had one black family in town. Mm-hmm. And he was literally, and forgive me for saying this, the crown jewel of our school. He really was. And
he was black.
Yeah. Now the town I live in and grew up in, we have a whole lot of families of black folk, and I don't care. I didn't even realize it back in those days. And so I couldn't understand MLK Day.
Because it's a political thing.
I just didn't know it. I mean, I didn't understand.
I didn't know
thing. Yeah, it was political.
It's a political thing. That's all it was. And it's all it continues to be. It's this political thing where people can get behind it and show their politics about it. That's what it is. You shouldn't have to have, well, there's a lot of things we shouldn't have to have, but you know what I'm saying. You shouldn't have to have a day where you are reminded by the words of Martin Luther King himself.
Sweltering with the heat of oppression, will be transformed into an oasis of freedom and justice. I have a dream. My 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, extent of their character. I have a dream today.
And wouldn't it be nice if that is the way it worked? And I think for most of us, that is the way it works. I think most of us are, I'm not going to say colorblind, because I can see color. I can see when people are black, brown, yellow, red, purple. But I don't care. I mean, there's nothing that, other than the fact I will admit, and I've admitted before, that I do have a certain, like I've said this before about Doc Thompson, I had a crush on his voice long before I met him. And I like the way black men's voices sound. They have a different resonant quality. It's just different. Not all of them, but a great number of them. More so than white guys.
You know, a lot of people talk about racism and things like that, and it is almost guaranteed that racist people have never been in the military. Number one, they don't tolerate it, but number two, if you're in the military, you don't even think about it.
So
whether you're white, black, yellow, it does not matter. Your job is to look after and or save the person next to you if you're in combat. Who gives a shit what color your skin is?
No atheists in foxholes, probably no racists either.
Yeah.
Although, you know, if you look at it from the other standpoint, back in World War II, was it racist? You're out there trying to kill the Japs. Was that racism?
I don't know that had to do anything with a person's skin color. I think it had everything to do with where they were from.
Right. No, I tend to agree with you there. They'll try to blame racism on everything, and to make sure that we know that there are folks out there who you can no longer just not be racist. You have to be anti-racist. There is a $10 million new statue, a piece of art that was unveiled. I guess it was unveiled last week, but today, of course, you know, our attention is called to it. It's a piece of artwork that was unveiled last week near where Martin Luther King and Coretta Scott King first met in college. It was...
I just want to know what it is.
Well, it is supposed to be an artistic interpretation of Coretta and Martin Luther King Jr. hugging, which is why, again, on Martin Luther King Day, we recommend that you find a black person that you don't know and hug them, after he won the Nobel Peace Prize in 1964. So this piece of art is supposed to represent the two of them hugging. And yet somehow it resembles two hands, at least from this angle, holding a giant penis.
I just don't see the hug, dude. I don't. What am I missing?
You can't see the penis, can you?
I can't stop seeing it now. Thank you.
I know. It's just because it's a giant, looks like a giant penis being embraced by two hands. Now, granted, this is only from one angle, so maybe it doesn't look that way from another angle, but this is, I guess, the angle that everybody is viewing it from. Coretta Scott King even said, let me find her quote here.
Oh, wait a second. There are other angles. Now I see what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But from that angle there, I'd say that it is, in fact, looks like a giant penis.
Well, somebody, whoever took that freaking picture to put up to show what it is an idiot.
Are they? Are they?
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Even the kinfolk of Coretta Scott King don't like the new $10 million sculpture dedicated to her.
It is a weird sculpture. I'll give it that. It's just you shoot it from a specific angle and that's what you see. But see, I hadn't seen any other pictures, so I didn't know what the hell I was looking at.
From this angle, does it not look pretty much the same way?
Well, no. I mean, once you see what that is, someone's arm.
It's still, I mean, once you've seen the penis, though, you can't unsee it.
Oh, my God.
They say that, and again, these are people in the in Coretta Scott King's family. The bronze statue, titled The Embrace, features two sets of arms holding each other, an artistic interpretation of the classic photo of Coretta and hubby Martin Luther King Jr. hugging after he won the Nobel Peace Prize in '64. The mainstream media was reporting on it like it was all beautiful because they were told they had to say it. Seneca Scott, Coretta's cousin, told the Post by phone on Sunday, referring to the new artwork in the Boston Commons. But when it came out, a little boy pointed out, that's a penis. And everyone was like, yo, that's a big old dong, man. According to the 43-year-old Oakland, California resident, if you showed that statue to anybody in the hood, they'd have been like, no, absolutely not. $10 million were wasted to create a masturbatory metal homage to my legendary family members, one of the all-time greatest American families. There you have it.
The problem is that if you look at the original picture that this was based on, it's just a brief.
A picture is one-dimensional. Yeah. When you make a
three-dimensional
sculpture,
I know. Here's what I was gonna say is they removed the head. I mean, when they remove the necks and the heads from the body, that's what you end up with. That's so weird.
Because it looks like a giant penis. That's why it's weird. When you're creating something this large and this three-dimensional, obviously, because it's in the three-dimensional world, you have
That's
to.
his elbow on the right. That's what that is. There's another part of the arm. The fact of the matter is you go to one angle. Oh, look, it looks like a big dick. You go to every other angle. It's people hugging. Oh,
I'm not criticizing. I'm just saying what it looks like. It's like a giant penis.
Show the original picture of the hug. It's on that screen.
It doesn't look like a giant penis.
Oh, so all you want to do is show the penis?
I'm telling you what the family of Coretta Scott King says.
That's the hug right there. It's
Which
kind of
part
an
of that looks like a giant penis.
It's kind of an awkward hug.
Is it? Why is it an awkward hug? It's a hug.
Do you even know the angle that they're shooting that camera shot of the giant penis was from on that picture?
Does that look like a giant penis?
Oh my God.
Does it?
Never mind.
It looks like a giant penis. The artwork's funding was the result of a public-private fundraising partnership, the city of Boston said on its online site. It's unclear how much public money may have gone into the sculpture. When we recognize that all storytelling is an abstraction, all representation is an abstraction, hopefully it allows us to be open to more dynamic and complex forms of representation that don't stick us to narrative that oversimplifies a person or their legacy. And I think that this work really tries to get to the heart of that, the artist says on his website.
DM, you won the internet today, buddy. God bless you.
By the way, if you want to be a part of the program, and there we do have a lot of new listeners to the program because we were part of an exclusive group on Friday, and I'll tell you about that in a second. But use the hashtag What I Learned Today if you're on the social medias. And you can tag us in it, Real Brad Staggs, Real Ron Phillips. I'm the one who thinks it looks like a giant penis. Ron does not.
I'm trying to be
DMXDM says it's a giant turd, Brad, a big old Boston BM, a dorky dookie, an oversized load. All right. You know what? I will give him that.
A dorky dookie.
A dorky dookie.
I am using that from now on. Dorky dookie.
How can you make when you make at some point.
Dude, somebody was really freaking proud of themselves.
You walk around that and you go, ooh.
Yeah. No, I get that.
Take a look from over here and maybe, what? And there was someone like you standing there going, it doesn't look like a giant dong. And you go, no, it doesn't. It doesn't. No, just, okay, but it looks like a giant dong. No, just do it. And they just did it.
I think they were hoping that more people would be more mature about it.
No.
No.
Nope. $10 million worth. Kathy in the Berg, it is not the most pleasant of interpretations or rendition of two people.
I agree.
Why couldn't it be just a giant sculpture of the two of them embracing?
They didn't want to put their heads on the shoulders.
Art is in the eye of the beholder. I know. You could consider some of the pieces at mypillow.com to be artwork. They could be artwork on your bed. If you're lonely, I recommend the body pillow. You know the best thing about the body pillow, Ron? Never argues, doesn't talk back.
That's a fact. You know, I use a body pillow at night.
Mm-hmm. Misty's very, very happy about that.
Oh,
too.
no. Misty's like 4 billion degrees. I have to use a body pillow.
Yeah, what is it with women? They're always hot. But then they're always claiming to be cold.
Yeah.
It's cold in here. But if you have a body pillow, it's always the perfect temperature. And if it's not, you just kick it away.
Or flip it over. Yeah, I mean, either way.
Or flip it over. You can't do that with another person. Well, you can, but sometimes you run into some resistance. With a body pillow, it just rolls over for you. Does anything you want to. Comes with a pillowcase, and with the promo code MOJO50, you can get it for as little as $39.99. And again, it doesn't argue, doesn't talk back, it just lays there. And it is, if you get hot, I mean, one of my problems is my legs. And it's probably your problem too, Ron. Your legs get all, they get sweaty in between your thighs. I mean, we're adults here.
Yeah.
Your thighs get
That's
sweaty,
why I
right?
use the
They
body
get hot.
pillow.
Right.
Yeah.
Keeps a nice space between
I put it
the
between
thighs.
my knees, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Keeps you get all that thigh sweat, which is just nasty. You ever wash your body pillow?
Yes.
How often?
At least once a week.
All right. Whether it needs it or not. Right?
Correct, yeah.
Telling you, it is, if you've never slept with a body pillow, it really is, it's a treat. And Ron can tell you all, what's the best thing about your body pillow, Ron?
I can hug it.
There you go. It doesn't, and when you hug it, it doesn't look like a giant penis, does it? Or maybe it does if you stand at a certain angle. I don't know. I guess it's possible.
Guess I'm done with my body pillow now.
You can get yours today over at mypillow.com simply by using the promo code MOJO50.
The Daily Mojo.
All right, so the reason we have a lot of sampling, as they say in the business, of the Daily Mojo today and on Friday.
Yeah, what happened Friday?
We were listed as one of the editor's picks over at rumble.com.
Did you figure that out? I mean, is that what it ended up being?
Do you not see your screen right now? It says editor's picks. Editor's picks, and then they've got the Rubin Report, Boho Beautiful Yoga. You've got Steve. We'll do it. I thought it was Will Hoyt. Russell Brand is up there. The Dive with Jackson Hinkle. Where is it? There he is. The Dan Bongino Show, and right below Dan is the Daily Mojo.
Look at that. It was a good day. So, Friday was a great day for us. I mean, we came out of the show. I mean, directly out of the show with 20,000 plus viewers.
And we're like, what the hell did we do?
What the hell?
And then we discovered we landed on a list. Didn't you posit that it may have been on the front page or something? Live shows?
Yeah, I figured that when you go to Rumble, or when you used to go to Rumble, on the right-hand side, they would show everything that was live currently. But I don't think that was it.
Well, this was the editor's pick page. We did end up with something close to 26,000 views. And we got, we've got 178 thumbs up and then 19 assholes who voted us thumbs down.
What?
And we have your address and your names.
You don't know what good radio is. Thank you.
They obviously
go
don't.
See somebody else.
They obviously don't. But so we're appreciative of that. And, if you enjoy the program, tell a few friends. If you hate the program, tell Media Matters.
Yeah.
And let them know how absolutely horrible
Tell
we
them
are.
that we are a bunch of racist, bigoted
pigs.
Right. Media Matters.
Remind them that we invited people to find a black person today to hug.
That's correct. Yeah, tell them that.
I mean, that's the best thing we can put forward. So thank you if you're joining the program today. Give us a few days to sample. We cover a lot of stuff, and we're just two old fat white guys. Well, we're more peach colored. We're not really white.
Yeah.
We're two old peachy looking.
And we're not like
guys.
really old. We're just kind of a little bit old.
I feel old, man. You start feeling old.
Yeah.
You start feeling old. But we will, coming up in just a second here, we've got some of the, and when we see some of the new fare on television, some of the new offerings that become our culture, then we start to feel really old. So when you, and if you've seen this show prior, it's on what, the Learning TLC? They don't call it the Learning Channel anymore.
Yeah,
Right.
TLC Go.
When you it's TLC, and this show is let's call it MILF Manor.
It's a train wreck.
I haven't even seen it, but it is.
We're giving away.
We're
spoiling the plot.
And, well, are we? I don't know. We'll do that next on your Daily Mojo.
Happily promoting the 4 Fs. Freedom, faith,
Clear.
I got to pull out the pencil on, was that yesterday? Yes, it was.
On what?
When I was doing the.
Oh, look at you. What?
Not only did I pull out the pencil, I had to pull apart the.
You did pull it
cassette.
apart. Dude, I was always afraid to have to do that because once it's unraveled.
But I remembered a key point in why cassettes fail. Do you remember?
No. Is it? No.
Then you'll be surprised.
Okay.
What? How good have y'all in my ear at work? That's my last name. I'm like, what did I do? The thumbs down help too, Brad. Damn.
Yeah, if you're over on Rumble, we do see the chat over there. We are also looking at the chat on Twitter, which is it actually we use TweetDeck, Brad and I. TweetDeck is a freaking wonderful program. It allows us to put all of the hashtag what I learned today in one column.
And we're lazy. The people you can't criticize always take over because they
30 seconds.
You have reached the after hours line for the Off-Track Syndicate. Please leave your number after the tone and maybe we'll...
You're not as old as I am, guys. Mindy Hart says that.
Been playing your blank game, and ever since she started, she ain't done nothing but stare at me blank.
I do feel really old.
10 seconds.
Thank you so much.
Listen to and join in with the Off-Track Syndicate, Sundays at 8 p.m. Eastern on Mojo 50.
The Daily Mojo.
I don't. Yeah, you start looking at some of the comments over in the Rumble chat room today. What did Jeff? Now on the comedy, Ray Romano, mom sculpts a vulva. Now that was funny. I didn't see that one. I know. Was that Everyone Loves Raymond?
Everyone Loves Raymond, yeah.
I don't know that. I never, for some reason,
I didn't get into that show.
I never got into any of the mainstream comedies on network television. Yeah. I don't know why, but he is fabulous in the, it's HBO and he's got the love doll, the blow up doll. What's it? It's about love. It's something love. It takes two, whatever it is. It's very funny over on HBO.
You see they're coming out with a new, That 70s show is now That 90s show. Wow.
Because there are no new ideas in Hollywood.
Yeah.
That's the problem. Everybody's got, let's just redo the old stuff. Over the weekend, I was digitizing more of the Doc Thompson audio library and the Brad Staggs audio library as well, because there are tapes going back 40 years and we got to get them digitally digitally digitized before they just fall apart. And I got to whip out some of my technical skills pulling apart a cassette.
That's dangerous right there, buddy.
I mean, at one point, this was like high tech. Remember, they took over for
it was high
8-track
tech
tapes,
until you watched that video you sent me yesterday.
Oh, right.
Holy
with
crap.
the chip resetting. But cassettes were like the big thing after 8-track tapes, because 8-track tapes would tighten up and then they'd slow down. And so the next big thing was cassettes, and then surprise, they did the same damn thing. But there was a little, if you have a cassette tape that starts to sound kind of muffled, and for those of you who don't know what a cassette is, you're too damn young. There's a little pad right behind the tape, and that would disintegrate, a little foam pad that would just disintegrate and turn into dust. And when that happened, it wouldn't press the tape against the playhead anymore. And you had to get in there and replace that little foam pad. You just break open another cassette. So if you're having that problem, you're welcome. Just be careful when you're taking apart the cassette. See, Kathy in the Berg over on the Twitter says, not sure if it's good or bad. Editor's pick could mean the difference between good and bad.
Okay.
Do I understand what that meant? I don't know if I did or not. All right. So this is the latest in quality entertainment.
Oh my God. Is this the show?
From
You're going to play the promo. I mean, because
I'm going to play the promo, but I can't get over how when all these cable channels came out,
dude, my wife
was in the 90s.
My wife came to me last night and she was like, "Oh, guess what it is tonight?" And I'm like, "What?"
We're going to watch the Learning Channel.
TLC.
That's essentially what she was saying. TLC, which was the Learning Channel. You had all these great channels come out in the 90s that were, supposed to enhance our culture and bring us, new ways to learn, new ways to be creative, to fix things. And now they've just turned into pretty much all the same thing.
So she's like she's like a trashy TV kind of person, my wife. She loves watching this. What was there was another show that was on, it was like something Stud Island or some stupid shit where it was all these young kids.
You don't like Stud Island?
Oh, come on.
I think it was Love Island.
This is
some high quality entertainment here called MILF Manor.
Life has given me some curveballs. I think it's my time to find love.
I was married for 14 years. I want to get a chance to do me a little.
Young men have much more energy. They think out of the box. I want that.
Especially in the bedroom.
I am in this amazing, beautiful mansion here in Mexico. This is a perfect place to find love. Welcome to the villa. You're about to embark on a dating experience like none other. Let's go!
I have an extremely high libido. Is that too much saying I have an extremely high libido? Should I just have said high libido?
Ladies, where's all the men?
I'm ready to connect with somebody who doesn't really care how old I am. I'm just looking to have fun.
Here we go.
What the hell?
Before we get into the twist, so it's 8. The concept is 8 older women.
Yeah, in their 40s, between 40s and 50 and 60. Let's say between 40 and 60.
Remember when women in their 40s weren't older?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So 8 women between 40 and 60 years old, and then they introduce 8
to
dudes,
younger
I
men,
guess,
right?
that are
they want to experience that part of their life where they go, you know what? I'm going to do this just to see if I can still hang with these fellas.
The Utes.
The Utes.
The Utes. So
it's called MILF Manor.
Out.
MILF Manor. If you don't know what MILF is, look it the hell up. Okay.
Mothers I'd like to fondle.
Yes. I'm glad you said
or something like that. And so the twist.
Oh, for God's sake.
8, and spoiler alert, if you were looking forward to tuning in and finding out what the spoiler was, this show started airing last night. The spoiler is, Ron, why don't you tell them?
Oh, the spoiler is that these young gentlemen that show up are the sons of at least one woman on that show. That is going to be a train wreck.
So all of these women have a son.
They went on this dating show thinking that they were going to get to date all these younger men, and I guess they are.
Okay, I'm sorry, but okay, see, this is where you're getting looped into it. They had to know their sons were going to be on there too.
Some of them talked about their son was on a different dating show that they and some of them talk about they didn't know that their son was going to be there.
Baloney.
But yeah.
How did first of all, they had to find women who were willing to participate in a game show like this.
Correct.
And who also happened to have a son who was, a stud muffin and
of
had
a reasonable
six-pack.
age, right? Who liked older women.
Right. So you don't think at some point during the casting process, these women went, wait a sec, and the sons went, wait a second.
Probably at some point, they figured it out.
Yeah, they knew.
But wait
TV
a second,
is not
no.
Reality
look,
TV.
Look, if you're in your 20s right now and you're thinking, would I go on a game show where there are, 7 other relatively, good-looking older women and my mom, right. Would you do it?
Would you?
I'm out.
I don't think
I'm out.
No, I know I couldn't. Well, mainly because my mom's dead, but that wouldn't be much.
By the way, that other show my wife watched wasn't called Love Island. It was called F-Boy Island.
Oh, that's right. Yes. I did see. Was that the HBO?
No, it was on.
I saw some of ththose too because it's mind candy. But knowing how the sausage is made, as I do.
Speaking of which,
having worked on reality shows, which are anything but reality. And again, we did shows for Home and Garden Television and Do It Yourself Network and the Cooking Channel and the Nashville Network. And behind the scenes reality shows are anything but reality. They're scripted. Even though reality TV came into being during the writer's strike in the late 90s, I want to say.
Yeah.
So the scripted television was hard to come by, and we got involved in producing some of it. So this, to me, I mean,
people don't realize it. People don't realize that
faster
reality TV.
How much faster can we approach Sodom and Gomorrah?
We're on a big old head steam and roll to it right now.
I mean, you're going to be on a reality show where your mom wants to hook up and have sex with a younger guy.
That's your age.
And you're going to be there.
And you're going to hook up with somebody else's mom.
That's
his age.
He's good.
While your mom watches. I'm out.
I don't know.
Dude.
It's just, I don't know. And I've never been approved.
Dude,
but
until your mom, this happened to me personally, until your mom introduces you to her boyfriend who is the same age you are when you're 27, and you shake his hand and go, how you doing, stepdad? It's not going to work for me. It just doesn't work. It doesn't feel the same.
It has to be a little weird. It has to be a little weird. Just Tony says a MILF incest show. I don't know if it's incest. I mean, they're not doing it with their mother yet. Didn't they used to be really blurry on HBO and you had to squint to see the boobs? Did they? I don't know. In was it F-Boy Island? I don't think you see any. There's nothing to see. You don't see nakedity. It's just the idea of the whole thing.
I don't think you see anything. It's just all the innuendo in the show. I mean, but you're right. How much faster can we be barreling down the road to Sodom and Gomorrah? Look, think about the other shows that are coming down the pike pretty soon.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Such as?
There's got to be a show where some dude finds out somebody's trans. It's on its way.
Oh, yeah. I wrote just a treatment for a show years ago.
Explain treatment.
10, 15 years ago. But treatment is just a synopsis of an idea for a show.
Yeah.
And the idea is, it's called Bang You're Dead. A very simple idea. You put 5 people in a room, or maybe it's 2 people in a room with a bag full of, let's say, $1 million in cash and a gun.
Oh, not that kind of bang. Okay, I was thinking, wow, that's a
bang.
I was thinking of a different kind of bang. You're dead. I was like, God, isn't there a medical term for that? Okay.
Last person standing gets the money.
Yeah.
How far are we from that?
Squid Games. I'm telling you, Squid Games was down that path.
How far are we from that happening?
What was the very first movie that made you think of that? The Running Man, in my opinion. That's reality. Well, come on.
I don't know if that made me think of it. I mean, it probably had some influence over it, but
wait.
I think that we're not that far from having something as simple as, people in a room with a gun. And maybe they're prisoners. Maybe it's prisoners and the last guy standing gets, the last guy standing
doesn't get killed.
Out.
Yeah, walks out. See, that's what I was telling you before. We've had this conversation about if you make a game show out of death row inmates, and if you participate and you win, then you get out. If you participate and you lose, you were going to die anyway.
That's a great point. B from the SAV says you could have ended that sentence with, would you go on a game show? The answer is no, it's garbage. I would do a game show. We'd like Password Plus.
Yeah, game shows are different, but reality TV, a lot of people don't understand how much reality TV really is scripted.
Oh, big time. They even do reshoots on reality shows.
Oh, yeah.
Heart-shaped Beaver says, I can see it now. Young man gets a MILF, then has to smack the wall and tell his mom to keep the noise down.
Hey, Mom, keep it quiet in there.
Shut up in there.
Or
stuff going
I had
on.
no idea my mom was a screamer.
Oh,
shoot me now. Shoot me now.
Boy, you see something you like? Huh? See something you like?
Oh, my God.
Wombat Mommy over in the Rumble chat room says, hearing about blow-up dolls makes me think of Night Court when they filled a blow-up doll with helium. I missed that show. And
it's coming
Night
back.
Court's another one they've redone.
It's coming back.
It already is. They've already redone it. It won't be the same without Harry Anderson, but, it's they can't think of anything new.
I think it's the blonde from Big Bang Theory. It's one of them's girlfriend that's playing Harry's daughter in the new Night Court.
Not Kaylee Cuoco.
No, not Kaylee Cuoco. The other blonde.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
I don't remember those. Gamma Val says, back in the 60s, men thought it was great to have a young thing on his arm, and now 60 years later, women are doing what men did in the 60s.
Yep.
Late to the party? No, they're just sluts.
Yeah.
Women are just sluts when they say they have a high libido. Men are just out conquering the world. Women, sluts. Tell me I'm wrong. Curtis, wait till your moobs sag, Brad. What do you mean wait till?
We're on our way there, yeah.
Like until I go in and take a shower and see them? Thank you, no. Holly Clark, Kevin Bacon holding a tremor thing. That's what I see regarding the $10 million giant penis dedicated to Martin Luther and Coretta Scott King. Man, we are on a slippery slope.
Yeah, aren't we?
And I've never been a giant purist. I guess it happens as you slowly get older or quickly get older. And in our case, it feels like it happens rather quickly. I mean, one day you wake up and poof, you're old. And you're like, where the hell did it all go? Where did my life go? And then you realize, damn it, I got to start fighting for the rights of people around the country just to preserve this great republic that we have. It's under siege. And then you wonder, what kind of clothing should I wear to the revolution?
I can tell you, Brad.
Wow, you read my mind, Ron.
Yep.
You read my mind. At mojo50.com, there is a merch shop. You click on that, you'll find all the revolutionary merchandise you will need, including the shirt I'm wearing. Shall not be infringed.
My favorite.
And it doesn't matter what sex you are, because this is unisex.
Yes,
if you're one of the unisex people, you can wear it, but only if you're unisex. What the hell that is? Why do they call it unisex?
Because it fits either one. I don't know. It's a single shirt that fits either sex.
One sex. It's a one sex T-shirt. Uni. You need this shirt is what it's trying to say. You need this sexy shirt. That's really what unisex means. And you'll find it for less than $21. And you'll wear it outside and you'll proudly proclaim that you are a Second Amendment supporter. What is so damn complicated about shall not be infringed? Huh?
Yep.
What is so damn complicated? Shall not be infringed. You can find that and many other shirts over at the Mojo50 website. I'm going to put this out there because we still do have a handful, like maybe 10 of the Pocket Constitution sticker combos to give away if you buy a couple of things at the Mojo50 website. So if you buy these, if you buy a couple of things, it doesn't matter what they are. If you buy 2 things on the website, you just let us know, send us a text or an email or a DM, and sooner or later, one of us will see it, and we will send you free of charge the Pocket Constitution and a couple of the Mojo50 stickers as our way of saying thank you for buying stuff that keeps our platform on the air, because that's how we're supported. Again, if you're new to the program, we are listener supported. We are only here because of y'all, because of your support, your help in getting other people to watch the program, to listen to the program. And to that end, by the way, the podcast, if you haven't listened to the podcast, we're doing something new. We're trying something a little different.
Yeah.
Which always makes me, what was that movie where she brings the whip in? We're going to try something a little different tonight. Anyway, we're trying something a little different with the podcast. We're clipping out the unnecessary dated elements, which some would say is the entire program, but we're just talking about the news elements that and some of the pre-recorded spots. And then we're allowing the podcast distributor to put some new sponsorship,
which
ads
pays us. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I know commercials suck. I get it. I don't like pre-roll. I bitch about pre-rolls on YouTube, and that's why we got premium, so you don't have to watch the pre-roll. So I get it. But if you don't mind, I mean, that's what we're doing just to make ends meet. We're not getting rich. We're just trying to keep the lights on, keep the platform moving. So you'll hear different commercials within the podcast, and probably some that may not. I mean, you might even hear some of the jab commercials in there.
Yeah, we have the only box I did not check on what type of commercials was illegal stuff. Everything else we get.
Wait, they have commercials for illegal stuff?
That's what it says. It says I had to. Maybe I should uncheck that box. I don't know.
Hell yes. Well, how could you have?
Let's see. Let me see if I can find what the different.
Yes, uncheck that box. I mean, what the hell does that even mean?
I don't know, Brad.
What's illegal?
They didn't give me examples of what kind of stuff they would put on there.
What would Spreaker have in their commercial inventory that would be illegal?
I do not know. Add options.
Whatever the hell they want to.
Let's see. Add options for the Daily Mojo. Let's see.
We'll take ad dollars from. I mean,
we'll get as long as we get. It says enable or disable sensitive categories to increase your revenue. So I enabled pregnancy, sexuality, and politics, but I didn't enable illegal content. There it is. Now it's enabled. You're welcome.
What is illegal content?
And why would they put it? But we do have gambling, lottery, biotech, biomedical. I mean, cigars.
So we get. You don't have to listen to them. I mean, you can fast forward through them.
Yeah.
I don't know how they know whether or not you've listened to the commercials. So
I don't know either.
But it's a way to make money, and we are we're whores. When it comes to we're media whores.
We are whores.
So we do this without a
what my wife
without a
tells me.
salary.
Yep.
She's right. So, please, if you wouldn't mind, just don't get all upset about there being ads in there. But it's just our way of making sure that we can
It's
move
not
forward.
any more ads than what you had before. We just took the news out and shifted the ads is what we did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's actually the podcast itself now, I think, is a couple minutes shorter.
It's about 4 minutes shorter because some of the ads are different.
We actually saved you some time during the day if you're listening to the podcast because we love you. That's why we did it. At least you don't hear us saying things like aloha, ola, and shalom, right? We're not doing things like that. We're not doing culturally insensitive stuff like ola, shalom, aloha, shalom, aloha, hola. This is in a story over at USA Today. It was on Friday. Written by David Oliver. Is it time to stop saying aloha and other culturally sensitive words out of context?
Dude's an idiot. I'm just going to go on a limb.
Or is he just trolling?
Could be. Could be trolling.
I wonder if they're just trolling when they start putting these out. Like a patriot. The word patriot is now, a terrorist word. On the surface, simple greetings and phrases from other races and cultures may seem fine to sprinkle into our vernacular. Inclusive even. But did you know that aloha doesn't just mean hello or goodbye? Yes. Stupid, did you? It's a greeting or a farewell, but the meaning is deeper, says Mele Arvin, the director of Pacific Island Studies at the University of Utah. Which seems like a strange place for Pacific Island Studies, but what do I know? One of my Hawaiian language teachers taught it to me as aloha means recognizing yourself in everyone and everything you meet. That sounds like a nice inclusive word then. Humanity is one, right? Might be a step in ending things like racism, if we can all acknowledge that. That we are all one body. If you're not Hawaiian and you say it, it could come off as mockery. And that's just one word to think about. The use of certain words requires education, knowledge, and the foresight to understand when they should or shouldn't come out of your mouth. That's pretty gay right there.
That's damn gay. Because
That's
what are you supposed to, if you're white and you attempt to speak Spanish to someone in Mexico, are you now racist or what the?
Right.
Doesn't make any sense.
Running out of adjectives. Or pejoratives.
Of course I would say aloha in Hawaii. Why wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't you say aloha here?
Well, you can, but I mean, I'm talking about if you specifically go somewhere where the culture is Hawaiian. Why wouldn't you say aloha?
Hawaii?
I have not. I want to go really bad.
Why the hell? You don't have any right to say aloha.
I can say aloha all damn day. I don't care what they think.
We live in a multilingual world. Ron,
yes,
that
we
means
do.
There's a lot of languages.
Thank you.
Of course, not all uses of language outside someone's culture are problematic. We live in a multilingual world where we are always influencing one another's language practices and where we might come into contact with a variety of terms or language practices that we've not grown up in. Nikki Lane is a cultural and linguistic anthropologist. She's got some schooling. Well, I'm sorry. I assume Nikki's a woman. Intention matters most. Dropping hola or shalom to someone you know who speaks Spanish or Hebrew, for example, isn't something to worry about. So if you know that they know the word, don't sweat it. But what if you don't know whether they know the word or not? Whether maybe you know somebody who's stupid.
Okay.
And they don't know a lot of words. And you drop, hola or shalom. Are you being insensitive? Actively don a fake, exaggerated accent and say those words, therein lies the problem. As in, hola. And what kind of an accent do you don when you say shalom? Shalom.
Who knows?
Trying to think of if you were, I don't have a good Hebrew accent, I guess. Like saying ni hao to someone Asian American who isn't Chinese.
Or who doesn't speak English. What the hell?
and never look at someone who is Asian and say, me love you long time.
Yeah.
I think that might come off as a bit insensitive because you don't know what's the definition of long time, right? You have no idea. You might be offending their sense of time. What we need is a critical consciousness in our public around language. This is according to Jeffrey McCune, the director of the Frederick Douglass Institute of African and African American Studies at the University of Rochester. Oh, Rochester! Which, by the way, was the black sidekick on the Benny, what's his name? Benny, that show. Benny?
I can't remember.
Jack Benny.
Jack Benny.
Jack
yes.
Benny.
Yeah.
Jack Benny. Thank you to the producer who just whispered that in my ear. one of our many staff members here at the Daily Mojo. Language is too critical to our culture that we can't just casually use language in ways that might offend and or even do harm to certain groups of people. And again, another gay statement. In this case, I'm using the term gay to mean stupid. We generally use the term gay here on the program to mean great or good.
Or happy.
Like, that's a cool car. If you're going to say that's a cool car, you go, that's a pretty gay car. In this case, though, I'm changing the meaning of the word gay to mean stupid. Just so you can keep up. It's the larger cultural considerations around the use of these words that matter most. Is it? Or is it just your little feelings getting hurt? I don't think the intention is necessarily to be offensive or anything, but for Native Hawaiian people, Hawaiian language was banned inside schools. After the Hawaiian kingdom was overthrown, Arvin says. Okay. See, this is what happens when really learned, really schooled people meet culture. They try to put their own spin on it. And there are other words we're no longer supposed to use that have been popping up left and right in academia. You know, things designed to further divide us as people. Tell them to kiss a good man's ass next time they tell you you can't use a certain word. We have to take language back. Don't allow them to weaponize words. That's how we get in trouble, people. Take notes. Coming up, wait until you hear what happened to Miss Universe.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that's next.
Clear.
Is the seditious, rabble-rousing, liberty-loving, home of fun, entertaining, and compelling talk.
See, we like homo fun here.
50.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. Russian bombs find their mark in a city in southeastern Ukraine, and once again, civilians bear the brunt of the deadly attack.
A Ukrainian official says the death toll from the weekend Russian missile strike on an apartment building in
Did you see that the Tucker,
while the regional governor says rescuers continue
the Tucker Carlson guest with the big old, the tig old biddies?
No. Can you show them to me?
Oh.
Is it that person from Canada?
Well, it's not the person from Canada, but it's somebody who was talking about the person from Canada. And this...
You doubtless remember the Canadian shop teacher who decided to pull the kids in his class into his weird sexual fetishes. The teacher goes by the name of Kayla Lemieux. Showed up in enormous fake prosthetic breasts and wagged them at the kids. And for months, the cowardly school board in Ontario, that'd be the Halton District School Board, defended...
Giggle with the giggle, right?
That is 100%. And look, as
what the hell is that?
As long as you feel empowered, we're for it. Tell us, like, how, since you are wearing the costume of the shop teacher in Ontario, I mean, how could you teach shop class? Tell us, like...
Which is the great point.
It is a great point. Speaking of points.
Speaking of points.
Wow. Tucker has done it.
He done it. On and done it.
More on these stories at townhall.com.
No, you are educating.
After a long, hard night.
Morning, Brenda.
I am exhausted. I need something that will stimulate me, That's why I started.
If you don't want ads, then send money. That's a good point. Thank you, Curtis.
La 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 la.
To work, find the
Are
flavor.
we going to talk about my studio change and the reason why I did it?
Actually, I do have an angle for that.
Let me see if I can take a picture.
Oh, that's thinking on your knees.
The Off-Track Syndicate, Sunday night, 8 p.m. Eastern. Mojo 50 Radio. Oh, hot. Didn't see that. I was busy eating this delicious meal from prepareWithMojo50.com. You look hungry. Do you want some? Of course you do. Get your
Taking out the nudes and shifting ads.
prepareWithMojo50.com.
Plus adding some illegal ads. Exactly.
You can't have mine. Can your
There. I sent you a picture of what it looks like in front of me now.
Our top economists are saying is at our doorsteps by allocating a percentage of your IRA into physical gold and silver with a tax-free rollover. You can diversify and safeguard your holdings from turbulent markets and economic downturns by putting your IRA back on the gold.
You painted that wall.
That was the wall that was behind me before.
I know.
Yes.
But you painted it. Did you just go to Lowe's and get that mix?
No, I bought it online. Expensive.
You bought what? You bought the chroma key paint?
Yes.
Why?
I'm an idiot.
Wow.
Apparently it's got crystals in it. Some kind of crystal.
Yeah, no.
Okay. All right, here we go.
1099 800-445-1099. That's 800-445-1099.
High capacity, fully automatic, large caliber, freedom. The Daily Mojo.
The mothership has landed.
All right, comments from the program on Friday, where 19 people had no taste. Julie Mankey says, what if Ashley's diary and Hunter's laptop were cries for help and no one's listening? Great point.
Good point. Yeah.
Unfolding Joker, if they killed Kennedy and tried to cover it up all these years, then could they be setting up the Biden family as well? With the documents.
Brad and I have an opinion on that.
And I think that
I think that's what they're doing. Yeah.
Pecan Pie says, I will say I never scrolled down this far to type a comment. I can't see the radio show. Question of the day, why do we watch a radio show? And then Jess Level says,
it's a good question.
Jess Level says, well, we do it for Doc Thompson. I would argue that
you do it for Randolph Scott.
Randolph Scott.
Right? Blazing Saddles reference. By the way, Randolph Scott, did you know a little piece of trivia here? The Raiders logo, the dude with the eye patch and everything.
Yeah.
That was based on Randolph Scott.
Oh.
Did you know that?
The only Randolph Scott I know was the guy that was in Trading Places.
That was not Randolph Scott.
No, I know, but that was his name. That was the character's name in the movie.
Right.
One of the rich
Randolph
old
Scott
dudes.
was a real actor.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
You sure that was Randolph Scott?
I'm
That
pretty
was his
sure
name?
that was the character's name. I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's Be Frank in PA on the Twitter says, what a coinky dink. I'm currently writing a musical titled Oklahoma. My favorite song so far is I Can Buy Anything Cheaper Than You Can.
Okay, that was actually pretty good. That was pretty good.
Kathy in the Berg, English is the hardest language to decipher. It really is. But always say what you mean and mean what you say.
It's also the hardest language for people to understand how to spell. Because if you've got lose or loose or two and two or there and there, people just don't get it. Even English-speaking people don't get it.
It's complicated as hell. And Slightly Venomous Kirk, today on Real Daily Mojo, Real Ron Phillips said they're taking out the nudes and shifting ass plus adding illegal ads or something like that. Pretty much. You've
That's what
kind
it
of
was.
nailed that one.
I can't wait to see what the illegal ads are we get.
I can't either. How could you? I mean, if they're
we're
illegal,
gonna get a Doobie commercial. We're gonna get.
Well, but it's not illegal
here's
everywhere.
How you roll a joint. Yeah, I don't know.
I doubt that they're going to have, here's how you roll a joint on radio. I mean, that would be kind of pointless, wouldn't it?
It's probably going to be how to pack your ecstasy in your luggage.
No, maybe it is. Maybe it is. So on Tucker's show on Friday, Rebel News is one of their reporters, David Menzies, called out the whole Canadian controversy with the shop teacher who wore the giant boob prosthetic. Not just giant boobs, but giant nipples too. I mean, it was just, if you haven't seen them, they're ridiculous.
I'm going to tell you though, this image you're about to see is a little bit more proportional than the
So he dresses
shop
up
teacher.
to be on Tucker's show, and he brings up an excellent point that no one, except for us, I think we did bring it up, but no one else in the woke media decided to even discuss. Here's that rather fascinating and visually stimulating discussion.
Since you are wearing the costume of the shop teacher in Ontario, I mean, how could you teach shop class wearing those things? I guess just a core competency first.
Oh, Tucker, you could not. In fact, I've always said, forget about the Ministry of Education. Where's the Ministry of Labor?
Thank you.
Long sleeves, long hair, not done up in a bun or a hairnet, jewelry. Bussy Lemieux breaks every shop etiquette rule in the book. And by the way, just in case your audience thinks I've attached myself to some kind of fetish lifestyle or I'm a drag queen storyteller for hire, no, that's not the case. I went there to the Halton District School Board back in October.
All right, I'm pause it right there. First of all, tell me you could easily tear your eyes away from the nipples.
No, I could not, Chuck.
Exactly. They're like magnets. But wait until you hear he goes to the that province up in Canada. He goes to the school board meeting. What do you think happened?
They kicked him out.
Let's find out.
Dressed exactly like Busty Lemieux, the sheer blouse with the nipples protruding, the blonde hair, the bicycle shorts. And here's the thing about the hypocrisy of the Halton District School Board, Tucker. They're all down with the radical transgender agenda, but only when it's in front of the kids. When it's in front of their school board meeting, they actually fled the room. And I have subsequently been banned for life, Tucker, from Halton District School Board headquarters and all their schools, because I guess I was asking impolite questions and they don't like the idea of drag when it comes to them. Now,
is that not
hypocrisy at its best? Thank you.
It's not surprising, but it's bootylicious. I only use bootylicious because I was using stunning too many times.
I got it.
That happened to be
I had to translate
it
in my mind, but I got it.
Right.
Yeah.
It's same thing. Bootylicious and stunning are the same, are technically the same words. So you had this guy going to the school board meeting dressed with these enormous fake breasts and the school board kicking him out, much like they did with the, remember the, where was it? Was it somewhere it was somewhere in this country that the mother went to the school board and dressed in the same costume as a protester had come to school. Yeah, it was very slinky. It was a cross-dressing dude with the boobs and everything. And she goes to the school board dressed, all slinky and everything. And they're like, well, we don't think that's appropriate for the school board. And yet it's okay for the kids.
Yeah.
The hypocrisy is amazing. It's beyond amazing. Because you have these people saying that this teacher up there, and that's Busty Lemieux on the right, who doesn't even know how to properly wear a mask, although it is, in fact, color coordinated with their blouse, has the mask underneath her nose, his nose, whatever's nose. I don't know what's in its pants. But they're going to institute some sort of a dress code.
The boobs
thanks to
are
this.
in his pants. Because, come on.
Yeah.
The dude on the left is much more well proportioned, if you ask me.
They're not, not so much gravitally challenged, if you think about it. But was Busty Lemieux actually doing this to make a point, or exercising what he thought was, his right to dress as a trans person in shop class? And then as David Menzies said, to ignore shop rules. I mean, you're not teaching at the very base of all this
to get your name in the news,
the proper technique,
and get your 15 minutes,
which is entirely possible. Entirely possible. Let's see if I picked this in the right point.
You all over again. Didn't they look into this back in November? And yes, they did. And it was rejected in November by Sari Taha, who is their human resources superintendent. So 2 things here, Tucker. What would change from November until March? I don't think anything has. And also, that director of education, Curtis Innes, he released a statement where he essentially said that he might veto a dress code recommendation, that they will continue to be, answerable to human rights, equity, et cetera, et cetera. So the HDSB is kind of like professional wrestling. Nothing is real until it happens.
So there is somebody there on the board, the school board, who says no, they might veto the dress code because it would infringe on Pepe Le Pew's right there to dress with the giant boobs. This is where we are. MILF Manor. I mean,
the S&G Express is picking up speed.
Yes, it is. I see what you did there. I see what you did there. And when you see, here's another story. This is, let's see, who was this? This was a girl at the YMCA, California. In a teenage girl there in the LA area, the San Diego area. She was traumatized when she saw a naked man inside the woman's changing room at her local YMCA. She's 17 years old, Rebecca Phillips. She addressed the meeting in Santee, which is a suburb of San Diego, Wednesday night to demand reform to the existing policy after encountering the unidentified transgender woman. She told the council how a couple of weeks ago she was getting changed after swimming at the Y. She saw a transgender woman naked in the changing rooms. As I was showering after my workout, I saw a naked male in the women's locker room. I immediately went back into the shower, terrified, hid behind their flimsy excuse for a curtain until he was gone. She went on to discuss the area's transgender policy, said she was haunted by the thought of her 5-year-old sister, who she brings to the gym in the summer, encountering the same situation. Her voice quivering, she said, "This is the YMCA where hundreds of children spend their summer afternoons in child care camps. This is the YMCA where my little sister took gymnastics lessons. The locker room was supposed to be her safe haven to gossip with her friends, shower, and change." Phillips says she told the staff, who then said to her, the trans woman was perfectly entitled to be in the changing rooms and that only those on the sex offenders registry were banned from entering. So you can be a biological male, not have had the snip and clip, and go into as long as you identify as a female, you can go into the women's locker room and change. It's insanity. It truly is insanity. If you think we are approaching Sodom and Gomorrah, not that an emergency food supply is going to help at that point, because, well, you get it. But if you think things are going to get worse, I would encourage you to go to preparewithmojo50.com and take a look at the emergency food supply. They've even added a bonus, which is very cool. You get 4 free water filters, the little personal water filters, when you get the emergency food, the 3-month emergency food supply. You get breakfast, lunch, dinner, drinks, snacks, so you can stay away from the nasty, tainted population, the safety of your own home or in your bunker. There's 120 pounds worth of food made here in the USA, and it will last 25 years. You also get free shipping on this. And those 4 free survival spring water filters, that's over $100 value. You get all of this for less than $600. Pretty cool idea. You can get the 4-week emergency food supply for less than $180. It's $177 right now. And don't forget to, when you're there and whether or not you've purchased something, and it's our partnership with My Patriot Supply, but the URL to use is preparewithmojo50. Preparewithmojo50.com. Once you're there and you want to take a look at some other products, they've got all kinds of things for survival and camping, that sort of thing. The plasma lighters, they've got a blowout section where you can go and get a full perm and a blowout. No, I'm told these are actually deals, like liquidation deals. Sorry, I was close. But you can get the little survival kits. Do they have any more of those? We may have sold all of those out. Really cool survival kit for like $125. It looks like they are all gone. See, all y'all bought. Look, there's a camp axe for $10.95. I love tools. That's why I like Ron so much.
Okay.
You're welcome. So go to preparewithmojo50.com. Get yours today. Preparewithmojo50.com.
Mojo.
All right, so the I was going to say only in America, but I'm not even sure it is in America. I want you to, let's see, which one do I want to play first here? Miss Universe. This is Miss Universe. The next voice that you hear will be the owner of the Miss Universe pageant.
The Miss Universe organization from now on is going to be ran by women, owned by trans women, for all women.
If you missed that, the Miss Universe pageant is now owned by a transgender woman. And so it will now be, as in the words of the new owner, whose name is, doesn't really matter. Well, I don't know if they've had the snipping clip. What's the reverse? I keep forgetting. The reverse of the addictomy is the what?
Take a dick off of me? I don't know.
So lowbrow. What? There's got to be there's a big clever other. Anyway, so the owner of the Miss Universe pageant. Listen, everyone cheering how fabulously woke they are.
For all women really around the world to celebrate the power of feminism.
The power of feminism. Where are all the feminists? That's the great mystery of life to me. Where are all the feminists? I really don't understand it. The new Miss Universe, by the way, is Miss Texas. So I guess we can be a little proud. Or can we? The new Miss Universe, the reigning Miss Texas USA from Houston, Texas. According to our governor here, we are so proud. But the Miss Universe, didn't Trump own that one?
He owned something, but I don't remember which one it was.
The Miss USA, maybe. Diverse cultures, social inclusion, gender equality, creativity, a force for good, and of course, the beauty of humanity. Those are the words of Chakraduchinahibhid. CHAKRAJUTATHIB. Chakrajutanhithib. That is just words that long should not be. I can't condone them. owned by a transgender woman, for all women really around the world to celebrate the power of feminism. It's also to celebrate the power of feminism. Scooby-Doo, the latest latest version of Scooby-Doo. Have you seen it on HBO?
I have not.
It's called Velma.
There's
no
live action?
No, it's a cartoon.
Oh, it is?
I think.
No, I haven't seen
Isn't it a cartoon? Yeah, it's still a cartoon. No Scooby, no Shaggy, but Velma as the lesbian lead. I think it was better when we didn't really know about Velma. I mean,
true.
We kind of all had the, kind of figured. But not only is Velma a lesbian, she is also vaguely Asian. She is now, was it Indian? The new show is called Velma, adult animated comedy series focusing on the Scooby-Doo character Velma, as voiced by Mindy Kaling. Show has been criticized as an insult to fans, uncomfortably sexual in tone, given it's about teenagers because she's 15, and has been met with overwhelming jeers.
That's our show.
Exactly, yeah.
Uncomfortably sexually in tone.
Right. And immature.
Immature, yeah.
Immature. Don't forget that one. Juvenile. And pedestrian. We've been called pedestrian before, but I'm okay with that because we're just a couple of pedestrians, quite frankly. We're not political wonks. We're just guys with, a view. A particularly good view, but we have a view. It's been met with overwhelming jeers. It has a 9% fresh rating on Rotten Tomatoes. And on IMDb, 2.5 out of 10.
Yeah.
Whose idea was it to, let's take Scooby-Doo, the show, let's strip away all of the stuff, all of the cast of characters that made it, funny, made it entertaining, made it what it was. Let's focus only on Velma, the 15-year-old lesbian, and make it a comedy. Now, granted, you can take, like Better Call Saul. They took that character out of Breaking Bad, focused solely on him, and made probably the best series on television ever. I may be a bit biased. So it's not unheard of, but you have to make a quality show. You have to make something worth watching. And if the strength of the show is, how many episodes of Scooby-Doo do you remember where Velma was the standout?
None.
I don't either.
Yeah, none.
It was Scooby-Doo and Shaggy.
She was just part of the team. Yeah.
Right. Part of the ensemble cast. And she was quirky. Okay, fine. And Daphne, the bubble-headed blonde.
Yep.
And what was his name? Daphne and white dude. Ken. Not Ken, but he was like the Ken character. He's like the stud. And then, Scooby and Shaggy, who you knew were smoking weed in the mystery van, which when they did the live action Scooby-Doo, that was the best part. When they opened the doors to the mystery, all the smoke billows out. Come on. They were always hungry. They were always looking for Scooby snacks. Come on, Scoob. That was it was the wink, wink, nod, nudge, nudge. That's what made it humorous. Now when you take, and with Velma, she may have been a lesbian. I don't know, but you knew that she was kind of different. Fine. It's moonlighting. It's Bruce Willis and what's her face? Old flunky butt there. Sybil Shepherd. That was great until they kissed.
And then it was over with, yeah.
And that's over with.
Yeah, that whole tension thing needed to be there for it to work.
Right. It's the same thing here, although I still don't know if Velma is a strong enough character to build a whole series around. Because
it just seems like it seems like a lot of grasping at straws, so to speak, because These riders, they want to ride the wave of transgenderism and
LGBTQRS2YZ,
and
LMNOPism.
And that's what they're doing. There's no question. But
it there's no common sense in it. It seems to me, and the fact that there are very few new ideas anymore. And for those who think that there's nothing new under the sun, that's why they're going back to all the Night Court, all of these shows that used to be on that have been resurrected in one way, shape, or form. Have they redone Knight Rider yet?
I don't think so.
Seems to me that would be kind of cool.
They redid, what's the guy with the red Corvette? Magnum P.I.
Prince?
They redid Magnum P.I. I don't know if that was
I haven't watched that. Is that good?
Misty watched it. I don't know if it's any good. I never did.
They redid Hawaii Five-0, which... I mean, maybe there just aren't... And they tried to redo the Rockford Files, and that didn't work. With Dylan McDermott, or... Who's the other McDermott dude? Dylan McDermott or James Mulrooney. Those are two I always get. Mulroney. Dylan Mulroney? What's the other guy's name? Dylan McDermott and... Anyway, one of them was going to be James Garner. Yeah, you do. Come on, you know who it was.
I don't spend my time watching TV.
You watch MILF Manor, I know. Big cultural difference
Not on purpose.
between us, I know. Uh-huh. Yeah.
High capacity, fully automatic, large caliber.
Clear.
It was...
Jaina and Sammy from Bells of Liberty discussing Tin Can Radio.
He pops up on the screen and you're like, oh, he's so cute. Is he? He's bad. He's just, and yet he's so cute. Is he that cute though? I mean, for me, he is. He's a monster. Just does stupid things.
It's a
Dermot
Ferrari.
Mulroney.
Dermot, yeah.
Dermot.
It is a Ferrari,
Mulroney.
thanks to him.
Sundays at 3
Corvette.
Eastern on Mojo 50 or anytime on the Spreaker podcast app.
Nobody wants to get ripped off, broken into, or robbed, but nobody wants to pay a lot of money to have their home protected either. I've got an offer to tell you about to provide home security for your home for less than $1 a day. For real, with no installation or equipment charges. And this is from a company rated #1 by a leading consumer research company. According to the facts, most of you won't even call unless there's a burglary in your neighborhood or something bad happened. So let's give you a reason. Save money. For less than $1 a day with no other costs, you can get your home secured. Plus, get a lifetime equipment replacement warranty. You need protection for your home. Call the Home Security Hotline right now. 800-561-2351.
Dermot Mulroney.
How does that even work?
What?
MILF Manor. I'm
telling you, it's a con job.
People were talking about it being Incest Island.
Well,
I'm like, God, that
they're
better
not
not be
going to choose
the case.
their own son.
Well, you hope
Ugh.
not. Then again, it is TV.
That's creepy.
Seizure of your tax refund. Give yourself a break. Stop the stress and get your student loan payments down
That's
to
right.
as little as $25 a month based on what you can afford to pay. 800
That's true.
709-4395. 800
Okay.
709-4395. 800 709-4395. 800 709-4395.
The Daily Mojo.
Peekaboo, the snarky jackhole. All I remember about Velma was her shtick being getting her glasses knocked off and being so blind she'd end up holding hands with the monster of the week, trying to find her way back to the Mystery Machine.
Yep.
Right. And so now it's going to center around her being lesbian. Why's everything got to be about sex, damn it? That's not the 23-year-old me talking, by the way. Because back then it would have been, hey. Nah, even with Velma, being like, I don't know. The Rumble chat
Did
room.
you know what Velma's full name is? I looked up because I could,
Velma Binkley, I think.
Dinkley.
I know, Binkley.
And Fred was the guy, the
Fred.
the kid, yeah. Fred Jones Velma Dinkley, Daphne Blake, and Norville Shaggy Rogers. I had no idea.
What was Scooby-Doo's real name?
Scooby-Doo.
Ruby-Doo. Norville, what was it? Norville who?
Norville Shaggy Rogers. I had no idea what their full names were.
Me either. Tells you when they made the show, though. E1 Guru says the reboot of Star Trek was okay, though. Yeah, it was. The movies.
Yeah, the movies.
And there's a fascinating history behind Star Trek. I mean, but some of these shows, and did you mention that before we went to break about being a Ferrari?
It is a Ferrari, not a Corvette, correct.
Right.
For Magna Peta.
Not a Corvette.
Yeah.
Shy Boy in Iowa, Velma in the second live action movie was hot. She even wore one of those Real Ron Phillips latex outfits. Heart-Shaped Beaver says Better Call Saul was a good series. Yes. It was okay in the beginning, but it went downhill.
Yep.
How did it go downhill? Tell me. I could barely get through the last 2 seasons. I never finished the final seasons. And block.
And block.
I found the perfect gift for Real Ron Phillips at the Consumer Electronics Show.
Oh, then again, it could be.
This is really, I think this will be perfect for you.
Camera. It wouldn't be CES without some strange VR that makes you question the future of humanity. I almost felt out of place walking around CES with just my normal eyes. This headset called MuTalk is a soundproof Bluetooth microphone. It's designed to muffle your screams, and I wish this was a joke, but this is really what it's for. Since gaming in the metaverse can apparently get intense, this stops you from annoying
It actually
people
works.
stuck in reality.
They'll prove it in a second.
Wait a second. You've got one of these?
No, I don't have one of these.
Oh, all right.
But I've watched this video.
Works.
No, I've watched this video.
Don't
So
get hurt in real life because
they'll
no
prove
one
it.
will hear your cries for help. Really though, I could barely hear any noise coming from the shouting person demoing this. But I still can't get past how
can you
strange
imagine
it looks.
what you could use that for? Come on.
Why don't you tell us?
MILF
what
Manor.
Can you use it for?
MILF Manor. Mom, be quiet. You see what I'm saying? Okay. Moving on.
You can't kiss anybody with that thing on.
That's true. That's a fact.
All right. So for those of you who may have noticed the different background behind Real Ron Phillips today, it's not the usual broadcast central.
It's a different side of my room. Yeah.
Right. Because he, of course, there was a vital reason that he had to change the look from being in broadcast central.
It wasn't vital. It was just, I wanted to do it.
No, I think it was vital enough that you went ahead and you took a great deal of time. Did you not?
I did. It took me all day Saturday and part of yesterday
to move things around in his room here at the Desert Air Motel, to move everything around so that he could have this background instead of the other background, because I needed
room to do my VR stuff. What's wrong with that, Brad? I didn't.
Nothing at all. Nothing at all. Ron needed more room to be able to play his VR games.
I don't really even do games too much. I explore the worlds. Now I do play golf a little bit. I play golf a little bit.
That's a game.
Yeah, it is. Sorry.
Yeah, that's a game.
And my workout, my Fit XR workout, my boxing, I can freaking sweat out some boxing. But I needed room.
Make you sweaty.
Huh?
You needed room to do it.
I did. Yeah, I needed room.
You don't have ceiling fans or anything in there where you jump
Not
up
at all.
and break
I sent
something,
Brad a picture of what my room looks like now. It is, but I have I'm in a media room. My studio is my media room, and it's a good sized media room. It's kind of T-shaped, so I'm in the bottom of the T, but in the top of the T area, I have a little bit of extra room now. I hope there's nothing in that picture you shouldn't be seeing, but it is what it is.
Well, the internet will let you know.
It is what it is.
They will let you know.
That's what it looks like sitting where I'm sitting right now. So I've got a little bit of room up there. I think it's probably, 15 feet by 10 feet. So I've got plenty of room to do my thing.
Mm-hmm. So that you can now swing the golf club without
hitting a wall. Yeah.
Or hitting a monitor.
Or I
something
can
like
box
that.
without running into the couch. Yeah. Yeah.
What the hell are you doing in that picture?
Taking a picture.
Oh, because it looks.
Yeah, I was leaning back, taking a picture.
Looks kind of weird.
It does kind of.
But
I'm fast.
So we did. Right.
That's why I need the Fit XR. Sorry.
Okay. Well, and that's the beautiful thing about VR is that it will give you a workout. It's the future. It's the future of video games. I'll give you that. It'll wear your ass out. Even doing things like playing Resident Evil.
Have you done that? Have you played Resident Evil in your VR?
I'm playing Resident Evil.
I'm kind of afraid to do it because
why?
That kind of stuff. I mean, I still have this issue with being scared. Like jump scares.
Game.
No, I get that.
Well, there's no jump scares in it really per se. I mean, you're shooting zombies.
Thank you.
Ish.
Thanks.
But they don't, I mean, they grunt a little bit.
Yeah.
And they speak a foreign language. So if you're xenophobic, you might consider them monsters.
Okay.
But I mean, they walk relatively slowly, and you've got a gun, you can shoot them. You have a knife, you can slash at them.
Do you get motion sick when you're doing that?
I did it first.
Yeah.
Not so much now. It takes a while. And the thing is, though, you do work up a sweat doing this stuff. It's not like your typical old-fashioned video games where you're just, exercising your thumbs.
Yeah, no, this is a full
body
workout. Yeah.
You're ducking and you're trying to move behind stuff. And it really, it fools your brain into thinking you're in a different place.
Dude, I boxed. I did that. I did the Fit XR. I was boxing, and it's kind of like Beat Saber, where the stuff flies at you and you box, and it different lights tell you which different kind of, whether it's a jab or an uppercut or whatever. But right. I busted out 400 calories in about 40 minutes.
It's a great workout.
It was phenomenal.
I mean, it's. You can get you've seen the commercials for those, like the mirrors that you can do the workout in.
Yes. Oh yeah.
I mean, it's, I think it'd probably be more entertaining than those. Wouldn't you say?
Yes, because it's full immersive.
Because that's kind of a form of virtual reality, watching somebody in those mirrors and doing it along with them.
And you know what's cool about having this amount of space though, Brad, to do VR in, is when you're in your world environments, like that world you land in when you first get in, I can walk all around that environment now inside the VR, and it's crazy.
Do you draw your little boundary on the floor?
I do. I have it's like a 15 by 10 boundary now.
You draw it in from the wall so that you're not running into the wall?
Into the wall, correct. Yeah.
Because if you go on YouTube and you look up VR fails, there's all kinds of people diving at their TV.
Yeah, it's because they didn't set the boundary. The boundary, the guardians is what they call them in this, is much better now than they used to be. Hell, they didn't used to have them.
It's pretty amazing. VR is pretty amazing, and it's not going anywhere. It's not going anywhere.
It'll only get better.
It's only going to get better, and I've always thought, embrace technology.
We're still looking. I'm still looking for that perfect studio setting where you and I can be our VR characters, and we can have a whole stadium, not stadium, but a whole gallery full of people watching us
whole living
do
room
our show. Yeah.
Right. Naked. Who is it? Running, jumping. Where is it? Somebody made a comment in the Rumble chat room. Something about running and jumping. Oh, here it is. The Observer 777. Tossing of all, running, jumping also teach hand-eye discipline too, and it's a natural thing to do, not man-made to pollute the mind. I don't know if virtual reality pollutes the mind.
I mean, I guess it could if you use it.
Not all tech is evil. Tech is a tool.
Tech is a tool. And if I were to put that same virtual headset that I use on, let's say, my grandmother or great-grandmother, it would blow their mind.
Because they're dead.
That's true.
They're dead, so they probably wouldn't see it. Yeah, it wouldn't do much.
If they were alive, it would blow their mind. They didn't grow up with that kind of stuff.
Right. And look, they're dead.
Oh my God.
What? Same thing with my dad. If I put that on him,
valid point.
It'd be tough because he was cremated, so it'd just a bunch of sand in between. You're like,
jeez,
Dad, don't you see it? No, I don't see it. RSS commentary. It's best to schedule in your video game time for if you complete your tasks on time, so you get a reward, and your reward can help you be more productive.
Thank you.
Yeah,
exactly.
I don't like to demonize all technology. It's like social media. I don't demonize social media. It's what's the old saying? Sports builds character. No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Sports reveals character.
Correct.
Social media reveals character as well. So at least you know who you're dealing with. I don't think there's anything wrong with that at all. Do you?
No.
No. You should agree with me. That's a great time. And you can also get one of the most fashionable, although I don't wear a hat when I'm playing VR. But I want you to notice my hat because it's very nice. It's the new snapback Mojo 50 Daily Mojo trucker cap. Trucker cap, who wants it? Talk to Teddy Bear. So if you go to mojolaserpros.com, you're not only getting a great looking hat, but you're helping out a small business, and you'll keep Ron out of hot water.
Correct. Yeah. That's the bigger point here. Yes.
Right. And the more Ron sells, the more Misty lets him play games.
Yep. Coming up on Valentine's Day, folks. Website's changing today. We've got some new stuff going up for Valentine's. So check it out. mojolaserpros.com.
Is it going to be like heart-shaped
stuff? Yeah. I've got a lot of heart-shaped stuff. Got some flowers, some roses, some wooden roses. Some new models of the wooden roses that we've had before.
I know I've looked this up before, but why did Valentine's Day become, I know it's a Hallmark holiday.
Yeah.
But why did a massacre become the day you tell people you love them?
I don't know. Give a woman flowers, they freak out.
Give a woman flowers, they freak out. That's true. This got very little attention. The Justice Department saw its first acquittal in the January 6th
it was a partial
trials.
Acquittal, actually.
Partial.
Yeah.
Joshua Black of Alabama. He was shot in the face by a police projectile.
So there is video of that, and you can find it. Dude shot in the face. His tooth is hanging out. You can see the rubber bullet still in his cheek.
Did it go into his cheek?
Yes.
Oh, I was thinking it grazed.
And you know what he was doing to have gotten shot?
What?
Not a damn thing. He was simply standing there. There is government video of the guy who shoots him just pointing it at him and shooting him. Was a cop.
Was it a Capitol Police?
We
or
don't
Metro?
know if it was DC Metro or Capitol yet.
They're both equally disgusting.
Yeah.
He says, according to Joshua Black, he said, I had accomplished my goal. I pled the blood of Jesus on the Senate floor. I praised the name of Jesus on the Senate floor. He said in the video, that was my goal. I think that was God's goal. It was a bench trial. He was ultimately found not guilty on the charge of obstruction of an official proceeding. That would be a felony that carries maximum of 20 years. The district court judge, Amy Berman Jackson, ruled that Black had a unique stew in his mind. I don't know what that means exactly. That his thoughts were convoluted. Is that what she was trying to say?
No idea.
Making it difficult to determine whether he knew he was breaking the law. A unique stew in his mind.
Now, part of that stew is that his ass got shot in the face. And so he probably wasn't in his right mind, because this guy literally went into the Senate chamber, sat down on the floor, and was in pain. He didn't do anything in there. He didn't touch anything. He just sat down on the floor. But because he entered that building, they arrested him, right?
Which is what happened with so many people who are ushered into the Capitol building. The doors were opened by Capitol Police. They were shown the way into the building. And again, I think the most telling video that we've seen, and if I know I've heard the rumors that Kevin McCarthy wants to release all of the January 6th footage, which I think he should. Why would you hold it back? What possibly could be the reason to hold it back? Don't give me any crap about personal identities and protecting cops and all that crap. Why would they possibly want to hold it? I think release it all. Let's see what they're hiding. And a lot of these people, when they went in, walking between the velvet ropes. That really does. I mean, were there people who broke windows? Yes. Should those people be prosecuted? Yes, absolutely. Did people? Well, see that, and this is where it starts to, I think, get fuzzy. Let's say that this dude, after he was shot, pepper sprayed a cop. Would that be a crime?
Potentially.
If you're shot by somebody for no reason, isn't that self-defense? There are no easy answers to this stuff. And again, if you haven't done it and you are on the side of these patriots, make sure you go to stophate.com and get a copy of the American Gulag Chronicles, which is all of the letters and the drawings that these people who've been incarcerated in D.C. now for going on 2 years have written. Just if you want to show your support. And where do the funds go from that?
They go to the they spread them out amongst the J6ers.
Okay.
Their families,
Right.
provide
Because a lot of those guys
commissary.
obviously haven't had a job, haven't been able to go to work in almost 2 years.
Yeah.
If they were the primary breadwinner, the other spouse has to go and make money. And yet we continue in Washington with the clown show. That is the Joe Biden-Kamala Harris affair. If you missed any of the president's performance at the black church that he went to and attempted to say Jumanji Jackson Brown's name. What? I was close. Closer than this.
Those are the words of Ketanji Brown Jackson.
Good Lord.
This is, the president.
Those are the words of Ketanji Brown Jackson, our Supreme Court Justice.
Wow.
Don't you think those people are in there going, good grief?
Yep, I do, actually.
It's a whole lot easier if you just remember Jumanji Jackson Brown. Much, much simpler. And if you didn't see this story, because, again, it came out on Saturday, and the news cycle these days is so incredibly, incredibly fast. So the little girl, somewhere again in this country, there is a little girl whose mother is a stripper, whose father is a meth addict, and whose grandpa is the president of the United States. This little girl who's done nothing wrong. The mother of this little girl went to court to have this little girl's last name changed to Biden, so that she could, according to the mother, at least have the advantage of having the Biden family name. But do you know what Hunter Biden did? He petitioned the court to deny the little girl to be able to take the Biden last name, and poor little girl has a very strange face. Reasonably hot mom, though.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I don't know if it's the BDE or what, but one thing about Hunter, it must have been the money, the power. I mean, that's what made him so attractive to women. I mean, if Hunter Biden...
When he cleans up, dude, he's not a bad-looking dude.
No, he's not. If he doesn't open his, meth-rotted teeth.
Yeah.
All right. But he's got all the caps on now, so he looks good. But, he's a good-looking man. And I think he's also a fairly decent artist. And people think that I'm crazy for saying that, but I do. I think that, credit where credit is due. but he requested that a judge deny the request made by the mother of one of his children. London Alexis Roberts is the little girl's name, to use the Biden last name for the 4-year-old daughter he's never met. Navy, excuse me. The daughter he's never, Navy. Wait a second. Requested a judge deny the request made by the mother. Oh, London Roberts is the mother. Sorry. Navy is the little girl. Young minds, fresh ideas. According to the Post, Hunter Biden's attorney claimed on January 6th that the court should deny the request until Navy was of the age to make the decision herself. Well, wait a second. She's 4 and she can tell us what gender she is, right? Tell us what gender. Why can't she tell us right now which name she wants?
Yeah.
Was of the age to make the decision herself, and when the disparagement of the Biden name is not at its height, saying that if the name gets changed, if her name gets changed to Navy Biden, then she will be facing danger, essentially, which is kind of strange to say. In December of last year, 31-year-old Roberts filed a name change petition with an Arkansas court after previously having filed a lawsuit asking for child support. Her lawyer said the Navy would benefit from carrying the Biden family name because it's now synonymous with being well-educated, successful,
is it
financially
though?
acute,
Is it
politically powerful?
Is it? Okay.
Is this a troll? I don't know. She, of course, worked as a stripper when the two of them met, although Hunter Biden deny. And the grandparents, Joe and Jill, have made no effort to see their grandchild. This, of course, he had the baby with Ms. Roberts while cheating on his former sister-in-law, who he was boffing after his brother died. It's complicated. He never met the child. He denied paternity until the DNA test proved that he was, in fact, the father. He settled with the baby's mother for $2.5 million in 2020 and agreed to pay child support. She said in her court filing, to the extent this is misconduct or neglect, it can be rectified by changing her last name to Biden so that she may undeniably be known to the world as the child of the defendant and member of the prestigious Biden family. He, however, filed that formal request to have the child support reduced in September of last year due to a substantial material change in his life, prompting the suit from Roberts. Strangely enough, at the same time all of this was happening, there is a question as to whether or not Hunter was paying Joe, the big guy, $50,000 a month to rent the house in Delaware where the classified documents have been found. This was a tweet from Thursday last week. Miranda Devine had a background check for Hunter Biden when he it was a background screening request. In 2018, Hunter Biden claimed he owned the house where Joe Biden kept classified documents alongside his Corvette, saying that he was paying Joe $50,000 a month. Now, is it possible he meant to write $5,000 a month? Maybe. Although he doesn't. No, I don't think it is because it's very specific. Monthly rent on this house, $49,910.
Jesus criminy, dude.
That thing better make biscuits in the morning.
Or something.
Right? $49,910 monthly rent. Wow. That's what he was apparently paying to the big guy. They did a Zillow search. The most expensive home currently for rent in Wilmington, Delaware is going for about $6,000 a month. I don't know. Could this have been a way for him to, say, launder the money that he had to pay the big guy?
Not at all.
Inquiring minds want to know.
Yep.
Inquiring minds want to know. We'll find out more mañana.
What do you mean it's last call?
For now, however, it is the end of the special MLK edition of the Daily Mojo. Remember, find a black person that you don't know and hug them today.
It'll go well for you.
It will. It will. We like to find out what, if anything, anywhere, anybody learned as a result of subjecting themselves to 2 hours of the program. We start over on the Twitters. Stinky Biscuit, sorry I missed an hour of the show, but did you bring up Hunter Biden reporting to the IRS that he paid Joe $50,000 a month?
Yep. Sure did.
Did we? I don't remember doing that. But that Joe only reported a total of $20,000 in rental. We'll talk more tomorrow about what I think is the big plan here, but it doesn't look good for Joe. Peekapoo, the snarky jackhole. Translation, put off the decision until Joe is cold in the ground. Most likely. Clock Tower drunk. Wonder if Trump has any illegitimate children who could come out in a few months. Haven't we already seen? Didn't somebody come out and say they were one of Trump's kids?
Maybe.
I think we've seen that. Remember, we've had the rape allegations from some woman, Jean Carroll, right?
Jean, yep.
They paid all kinds of attention to, but of course, the woman, Tara Reid, who came out and pretty much described what Biden did to her, they've ignored. Kathy in the Berg, personally, I wouldn't want that last name either, but then again, I wouldn't be anywhere near him. Good point. Over in the Rumble chat room, E1 Guru, I learned I am never watching the Miss Universe pageant anymore.
I haven't watched it in 20 years.
I don't know if I've ever watched that. I may have. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I did.
And at that age, I just watched it for the swimsuit competition. You know what I'm saying?
I watched it for the articles. The Observer 777, Jody, the kid will be old enough for Hunter someday.
That's a terrible thought. It really is.
That's disturbing, isn't it? Ron, I'm today happy for you because.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
As for the rest of you, remember that we the people must hang together, otherwise we shall surely hang separately. That becomes more and more obvious each and every day. Sic Semper Tyrannis, resist stupid. And good night, Doc Thompson.
Wherever you are. Thanks, everybody. See you tomorrow.
And if you listen to the podcast, there's another spot at the end of this. Don't tune out yet. Asking for a friend.